The next question says, so Sheikh, tell me if this is correct. When you've performed the first rak'ah and you come up for the second, do you have to say Bismillah again? The Subhanaka, the Ta'awudh, Tasmiyah. We say that this issue is based off of other issues. And that is saying Bismillah or the statement Bismillah or Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, is that a part of Surah Al-Fatiha or not? The majority, we don't want to get into that right now. We say that there's one view that says that Surah Al-Fatiha begins with Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. That's the first verse. And saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is a part of the Salat. It's a part of what is written in the Mus'haf from the Sahaba, but it isn't an actual verse from Surah Al-Fatiha. This is one view. That the only part of the Quran al-Kareem that, or the only surah or chapter from the Quran al-Kareem that includes Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is the 27th chapter, Surah An-Naml, in which the famous well-known story that took place between the Queen of Sheba, which some people call Bilqis, and the Prophet Solomon, Sulaiman alayhi salam, in which the letter came to her, and it was read, and it said, it says, she said what? That this book, أُلْقِيَ إِلَيَّ كِتَابٌ كَرِيمٌ, a honorable letter has come to me. إِنَّهُ مِن Sulaiman, says that it's from Solomon, وَإِنَّهُ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ, and it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Other than that verse from the 27th chapter, they say, these ulama, that Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is not from the actual Quran al-Kareem. And the Sahaba al-Kiram radiallahu anhum, they placed it in front of each chapter as the Prophet ﷺ taught them, and to separate one chapter from the next. Other ulama say rather Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is a part of the Fatiha, and it is the first ayah of the Fatiha. If you take the first opinion, then you say it's not obligatory, regardless, first, second, third, fourth, or fifth rak'ah. If you take the second opinion, then it's obligatory to recite in every single rak'ah, according to your opinion on reciting Surah Al-Fatiha in the Salah, which we know there are four main views of the people of knowledge with regards to is Surah Al-Fatiha obligatory or not in the Salah. Khairan, inshallah. That's a long issue in itself that we've explained in other classes. What is important here is to show the student of knowledge and also the layman Muslim how one issue leads to another issue, how understanding something will allow you to understand another matter. From one thing, learn 10,000 things, as we always say. The concept of building and clustering your knowledge. And if you misunderstand something, or you ignore something, or you cheat, and you don't really practice and study well in this issue, okay, you cut corners, you're going to pay for it later on down the line. So therefore, this issue of the Fatiha, is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim a verse from it or not? That's the first issue. Secondly, do you have to recite the Fatiha in the Salah or not? So let's just stick with the opinion, for now, that you have to recite Surah Al-Fatiha in every rak'ah of the Salah. Alright? We say that if you take the view that Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is from the Fatiha, then you recite in every verse, in every single rak'ah, and if not, just in the first rak'ah if you choose to do so. It's recommended in saying it in the second rak'ah if you make a prayer with just two, or you make a prayer with 3 rak'ah or 4 rak'ah, it's also permissible, but it's not necessarily mandatory. As for saying the Subhanaka, he means here the istiftah, the opening supplication. Okay, Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika wa tabaraka asmuka wa ta'ala jadduka. And there are many other ways of making that opening supplication. Then that is not obligatory at all. In the first or the second rak'ah, it's recommended. As for making the ta'awudh, similarly, there are 3 of the 4 schools of thought. The Imam al-Arba'ah, they take the view that it's recommended to say the ta'awudh, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, in every single rak'ah, but not obligatory. Some ulama hold the view that it's disliked. As for the tasmiyah, tasmiyah is saying Bismillah. End of that question.